Okay, so on this channel, I've talked a lot about how censorship has affected a lot of VTubers and also the VTuber community, in the sense that, you know, a lot of people are being restricted on what they can see on certain social media platforms, obviously including Twitter. Now, many people saw this as an issue, many people saw this as a non-issue, but this is starting to affect a lot of people, especially big in the space, including Liz from hololive, who's actually talked about this and talked about how it's pretty annoying, you know, the fact that she can't see some of her own art that is being made by fans due to the fact of Twitter blocking a lot of these posts and a lot of the censorship that has been happening. Now, obviously, this came in a clip on the hololive subreddit where essentially, yeah, she's talking about it, saying UK censorship laws are stopping Liz to see her art on her own Twitter art tag, which is pretty crazy, and this is the clip.
Thank you. And then thank you all for those who continued their memberships or became members for the first time today. Thank you for joining our Bloodflame Kingdom. Oh, don't forget that we have, at the end of the month, a wallpaper for members. So don't forget to check that out. Oh yeah, I want to just quickly say, in Great Exodia, there's a lot of art. There's a lot of art that I can't see. I could see it whilst in New York, of course, but at the moment, I cannot see a lot of art. So unless it is 18 plus, of course, like if your art is not 18 plus, please do not put the sensitive option on it, because I cannot see it. So, because I know there's some artists that they're not drawing like 18 plus bits and bobs, but they put it on sensitive and I can't see it. So please don't do that. Unless it is sensitive. Unless it is actually sensitive. Remember about the Great Exodians and the EU and the UK people that cannot see it. Does VPN work? I've never used a VPN, personally. Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag never used. But yeah, I just wanted to say that in case anybody who does do arts and they like to put some stuff on sensitive, anywho, regardless.
So yeah, that's essentially what Liz had to say about it, and obviously, yeah, she's just essentially telling people not to put stuff on sensitive if it isn't sensitive, because again, Twitter will block that, which obviously is a big issue, and obviously I've talked about how this is a big issue for everyone, as it provides this big rift between people over in the EU and people over, you know, in the US and places like that where they can see everything, which is just very interesting. And obviously, you know, she says, for example, someone says, you know, have you tried using a VPN? She says she's never used one. I definitely do recommend that she does use a VPN just to look through the art. I think honestly that is probably the best solution for now, because again, that will allow her to look through all of the art at least once and just kind of, you know, take a look at it, because again, they do help to kind of see a lot of that stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, it is just a pain to see that obviously a lot of VTubers are being affected by this and their communities are being affected by this due to the fact of where they live. And obviously they're saying, I hope she'll move to Japan one day, is what someone put as the kind of caption behind this, which again, yeah, it's definitely true. There's a lot of hololive talent sometimes move over to Japan if they are, you know, even if they are an EN talent, because again, it's just closer to the headquarters and everything like that. He was saying, I don't know if Liz would be happy in Japan, to be fair. Even people, you know, even people like Ina and Kiara, who have been given the chance to live in Japan, choose to live at home because of easier access to family and friends. And given how close Liz is to her mum, I don't know. And obviously, yeah, a lot of people have been saying that maybe it's not so practical to move to Japan. But saying, yeah, I really dislike the why don't they just move then argument. It's not just easy to pick up and move around the world to a completely different country. And obviously, yeah, I don't think it is one of these things where it's like, oh, why don't they just move? Like, God, they could just move. Like, it's really that easy. No, I don't think it's one of those. I think it's more so that they are just hoping for the best for her. And I think, you know, obviously a move to somewhere else where it doesn't have these rules would be much easier. But obviously, would it be practical? I don't know. Maybe not. Obviously, it depends what she's got going on personally, but we don't really know that. And obviously, that's not really for us to speculate. So again, obviously, you know, a move to Japan would help her in terms of seeing fan art, but it's not necessary. As I said, you can use a VPN and things to look at it for now. but I still think it is an issue that this is a problem to begin with, because again, it just shows you how bad censorship has gotten to the point where obviously a lot of VTubers, including big hololive VTubers, cannot see their own art that fans have made for them, which is just crazy to me. Obviously a lot of people as well saying, for anyone struggling with it too, on browsers like Firefox and Chromium's, there's an extension called Insensitive X. It changes the string of age to 0. As from mobile users, I just throw a link as FX, Twitter, and Discord. Don't know any better option. So Dan, thank you for letting me know about Insensitive X. Also, as I said, a VPN also just works just as well. They said someone tell her that she can get past the face scan crap using video games. Death Stranding in particular worked for many people, which yes is true. The face scan thing is true with people using video game characters, but also Twitter is slightly different. Twitter doesn't actually allow for that. Even if you do kind of submit your ID or whatever, or your face, they still do not let you see that content, even if you have provided like the correct information, which is crazy to me, and obviously that's why it's been such a big problem. So again, yeah, that is just something to consider. People have been saying, OP, do you have any idea how much it would take to move to another country? Which, yeah, obviously a lot of people aren't too happy about that comment that they made there. This especially speaks when one speaks a different language, which you don't speak. One would be sacrificing a lot just because she can't see her fan arts. It isn't a very minor decision to make, which yes is true. And obviously I don't think they were telling them that they had to absolutely must move to Japan or else nothing is going to go right. They literally just made a suggestion saying, I hope she'll move there someday. Obviously not saying immediately right now or anything like that. Again, you can learn the language, you can kind of get preparations in place, but that's the thing, right? It's one of these things of whether she wants to kind of move to Japan for multiple reasons, obviously, because there's a lot of talent over there too, and maybe, hey, she might just like the place as well, and as well as, the added bonus of there is no censorship there, or if she just wants to stay in the UK, which also is a totally valid option too. I think, honestly, it's not a bad thing to be talking about, but obviously people saying, you need us to help by bombarding the government with hateful certain laws, straight up dictatorship. I'm from Vietnam, which is literally a communist country, and this isn't even as bad as what we've got, which is crazy. Say the British are coming. That's banned, I think. It said, stop with the move to Japan thing. Not everyone wants to live there, which, yeah, it's understandable. I know, like, not everybody wants to live in Japan. I think, honestly, the OP was just trying to make a suggestion, as, many other talent have done that. Again, I think it is pretty crazy that people are getting kind of pressed over that. Again, she could do whatever she wants. Saying doubt she'll see this, but just in case, on Twitter/X, if you search a tag, then hit media instead of top, it shows all the images posted regardless of the 18+ filter. Again, I didn't even know about that, but if that is true, then you could also get away with it through that. So again, obviously a lot of people have just been sharing their support for her and trying to come up with different ways to kind of get around the system and whatever, just to kind of see her own fan art. And as I said, it's just kind of ridiculous that it's going to go to this point, There's many people that currently can't play games on Steam due to the fact of them having to put in a credit card to verify their age, which, if you don't know, credit cards are the ones that you have to kind of, pay back. Not the ones that are, not like a debit card where you can just put your own money on there and spend your own money. You have to spend someone else's money and then pay that back on the card, right? Which I think is pretty crazy. And that's the only option to verify for Steam games. So many VTubers are missing out on a ton of games that they could be playing on stream and stuff like that. But also, yeah, you got the cases of VTubers, kind of, artists and stuff being kicked off of platforms like Patreon and PayPal for creating the content that they do, which I think is pretty crazy, as we saw with Milky Ways. And now we've also got Liz here, who can't see her own fan art from her fans, which is even more crazy, as, she, it's just a common thing in a community to have, but she can't even do that now, which I think is just very sad. And hopefully it does get fixed in the future, but again, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But as I said, we discussed some of the workarounds to it, including obviously VPNs and stuff for now. But it would be nice if this could change just permanently. But it's just kind of getting worse at this point. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, sorry, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, Good Game Subs, use my code Kazo, get 10% off again. We've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.